You've lived with yourself every single day of your life. You've been there for every heartbeat, every thought, and every private moment. And yet, how well do you actually know the person staring back in the mirror? Not the curated version you present to your boss or your partner. Not the hero of the story you tell yourself, but the actual you. The truth is, you might be a complete stranger to yourself. Why do we assume we know ourselves? We have front row seats to our own thoughts, but being present for a thought is not the same as understanding its origin. In 1977, psychologists Nisbet and Wilson conducted a landmark study showing that people are almost entirely unaware of their cognitive processes. When asked why they chose a certain product or made a specific decision, participants invented elaborate, logical reasons that had nothing to do with the actual cause. This is called confabulation. Your brain is a PR firm. Its job is to take the messy, irrational impulses of your biology and culture and spin them into a coherent narrative. You aren't the author of your life. You are the editor, rewriting the script after the scene has already been shot. Socrates warned us that the unexamined life is not worth living, but he didn't say it would be easy. To examine the life is to realize that the person you call I is a collection of habits, echoes, and survival strategies you didn't consciously choose. Carl Jung introduced a concept that remains one of the most vital keys to self-knowledge: the shadow. The shadow isn't evil. It is simply everything about yourself that you have deemed not me. From a young age, society, parents, and schools tell us what is acceptable. We take the parts of us that don't fit, our anger, our intense ambition, our sexuality, our selfishness, and we shove them into a dark bag. But that bag doesn't stay closed. It leaks. We see our shadow in others. This is projection. If you find yourself irrationally angry at a coworker's arrogance, ask yourself, am I suppressing my own need for recognition? If you hate weakness in others, are you terrified of your own vulnerability? Jung famously said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Most of what you call bad luck or repeated patterns in your life is actually your shadow pulling the strings from the basement. You keep meeting the same toxic partners or hitting the same career walls because you are refusing to see the part of you that chooses them. Why is it so hard to just see the truth? Because your mind is equipped with a sophisticated defense system. These are not character flaws, they are survival tools. Anna Freud and later psychologists detailed how we use rationalization to explain away our failures, or reaction formation to act the exact opposite of how we truly feel. Imagine the person who is obsessed with moral purity, but spends their time judging others harshly. Often, this is a defense against their own perceived impurity. We defend the ego because the ego is our identity. If the ego is proven wrong, we feel as though we are dying. But here is the danger. When you defend an illusion, you stop growing. You become a statue, frozen in a pose of who you think you should be. You lose touch with reality, and more importantly, you lose touch with your potential. You spend your life protecting a version of yourself that doesn't even exist.